Hey, what's up, GRE lovers? So today we're gonna look into a text completion technique, which I basically call the GSQ technique, in which, first of all, my basic aim is to get an overall general sense of the passage, and then I basically dive into what are basically blanks and what specific information is given about the blanks, and then I just simply ask the right questions in order to eliminate the wrong answers and finally get to my right answer. So here it goes. Let's see this in action. Darwin's method did something to the idea of race as an important conceptual category. Even the much more central idea of species was little more than a theoretical something. Okay, so the second I'm seeing this wording, like even much more central idea, already I'm beginning to think that there is probably some contrasting idea. And basically, how do I know about it? Let's try to come up with an example which has even, right? So I can say something to the effect of, let's say, COVID hit many successful businesses and industries. Even the most successful businessman, let's say like Elon Musk, was really in need of debt or some kind of help to keep running his sales or his business, blah, blah, blah. Something to this effect. So the second I see this even though and the fact that I see this central idea, already I'm looking into, let's say, so this is something like, okay, so there's like a core idea which is quite in the center. Let's draw it out just to kind of like visualize and understand what's going on. And there is some type of peripheral or tangential idea which is not that much important, okay, and which is really to the side. Let's call it marginalized idea, okay. And probably there is some type of contrast going on between a central core idea to a secondary idea which is put to the side, right? Marginalized idea. Okay, so let's see if I can guess something for my second blank over here. Even the much more central idea of species was little more than a theoretical something. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my grammar knowledge, my essay ability, in which this word is basically an adjective and it's basically describing this noun over here. So if I have some information in a scientific context and this is something theoretical, I can say a theoretical, I don't know, concept. Yeah, I think that works. A theoretical concept. Okay. Now that I've basically done with my second guess, I need to use this relationship in order to come up with my guess over here. So given the fact that he was like, even the much more central idea of species was little more than a theoretical concept. So over here it was like a little more. Okay, so this was a little more than some theoretical concept, just for the sake of an argument. What can I basically predict about this peripheral or marginalized or secondary idea? Well, I would say, just using my contrast, I would say this is way far from, you can say, theory, okay? And now the question is, okay, if this is not it, if this is the concept which is way far from theory, what could basically, now I'm getting into my cue, okay? What could Darwin do to this idea? Well, Darwin method did not really, I don't know, accept this idea since it is way far from theory, did not agreed, okay, or did not support it, something positive, right? So now that I'm basically done with my guesses, for the first blank, I'm looking for a word which is more of like accept or support, right? And for my second blank, I'm just looking for a word kind of like this idea thing, concept, right? So let's start from the bottom. Reject, no. Subsume, no. Exclude, definitely not low. Apply, okay, maybe. Require, okay, maybe. Seems positive, okay. So now that I have boiled down my answer choices to two, I think I need to go to my second blank and see if my second blank is close to my guess or it makes sense. So the first one says convenience, okay, theoretical convenience, seems okay. And my second answer choice says measurement. Okay, so this one is a bit tricky since this is a 7 number. It's mostly difficult. So now the question is, can an idea be measured? Something which is abstract, something which is not concrete. So if there is something concrete, let's say a length of a door, that is definitely measurable. But something which is something abstract, something which is in mind, cannot be measured. So through the process of elimination, A must be the answer.